Now, Mr. More, your work on a project titled as World Population Stabilization at 6 billion. How do you think, or why do you think this stabilization is required?
See, there are two reasons I can give you why world population should be stabilized at 6 billion. The first reason is a report of United Nations Environmental Program, that is Global Environment Outlook GEO4, published in 2007, is the most vital report to decide the sustainable population of the world. The report says the Earth biological capacity on an average is 15.7 hectares per person. Therefore, if we divide total Earth surface including water by 15.7 hectares per person, it gives the biological capacity of Earth by population, and that is 3.25 billion or 325 crore, which is very less. However, presently there are large inequalities in the world while using Earth's natural resources. In future, if there is equal distribution of natural resources in the world and people live their life with respecting the nature, I believe one more person can be added in this 15.7 hectares. That makes the sustainable population of Earth equal to 6.5 billion. For safer side, if we make it round to lower value, that becomes 6 billion. So I believe the sustainable population of the world can be 6 billion. And the second reason is the general formula that I have derived to calculate the optimum population of any nation. This formula has 7 variables, out of which unemployment U and index of modernization Z are the key variables to decide optimum population of any nation. With reference to this formula, I believe the optimum population of the world can be close to low fertility scenario, that is 6.4 billion or equal to 6 billion. So I believe the optimum sustainable population of the world can be 6 billion.
Now, as per reports dated of 31st October 2011, the world population has already reached 7 billion and is expected to reach midway somewhere around 9 million. And by the end of the century, it should cross 10 billion. In this particular scenario, how do you think it sounds very difficult actually, how you're going to sustain the population to 6 billion?
It is possible by adopting population reduction policy in all developing nations over a certain period. Population reduction policy is nothing but the implementation of one-child family planning in all developing nations over a certain period that is humanitarian, non-coercive and democratically applicable to all nations. It looks very difficult to reduce the population as such because till today we have never cared for the root cause of population. The root cause of population growth in Asia, where the major population growth has occurred, is old age security expectation of almost all people from their next generation, that is son, and this will also be the cause of population growth in future in Asia. We care for the propaganda of small families, we care for the propaganda of contraceptives, but such propagandas will not work till we care for the old age security of the people. We care for the illiteracy and poverty to increase contraceptive users. We care for the health services to reduce infant and child mortality rates, and we believe that with all this we can control our population. However, I would like to tell that population growth will never be controlled by the reduction of all these problems, because population growth itself is a cause of all these problems. It is also the reason of child labor, female feticide, unemployment and corruption too. It is the reason of almost all problems of the nation.
Almost all problems in India, such as poverty, illiteracy, unemployment, high infant mortality, child mortality and maternal mortality rates, child labor, female feticide, hunger deaths, pollution and even corruption, are generated and exist because of population growth. Further, the problem of population growth is generated from old age security expectations of the people traditionally, while people prefer son to satisfy their old age security.
even if the first decade of 21st century is over, per family per woman children, that is total fertility rate of India is 2.6. This indicates on an average 50% families are 3 children families and 50% families are 2 children families in India. There are very negligible one child families in India. We require maximum one child families to save the nation from further disaster. I believe the sustainable population of India is not more than 60 crore. So we are already double than what we are supposed to be. Our government and demographers are struggling to make our population stable. The stability of population would be achieved if total fertility rate becomes 2.1. However, if at all the total fertility rate falls from present value of 2.6 to 2.1, the stable population achieved at such would be almost triple than what it is supposed to be. This is highly undesirable. Now we are left with only one option to attain our sustainable population, that is to go for one child families. And we are left with only one solution to go for one child families in a democratic nation without any compulsion and with humanity, that is by providing old age securities to one child families. If we provide humanly old age securities to one child families, I believe there can be more than 80% new generation couples from all social and economic classes of the nation adopting one child family norm. People will live preferring son in their life, will not mind to limit their families to one child even if the first child born would be a daughter. I have made such one child family plan for the nation that can provide old age securities to the couples adopting one child family norm. And also I have given a reasonable budget that can be affordable for the government. This one child family planning consists 11 points, out of which 7 are the primary and 4 are the secondary points. Please see my next video for this one child family planning with a reasonable budget that I have provided for the nation. Jai Hind! Jai Hind! Jai Hind! Jai Hind! Jai Hind! Jai Hind!